in Indiana. You know, I lived in Nebraska for 2 years. Did you know that? I loved it there. I loved the Midwest. My best friend lived in Indianapolis for a long time as well. A lot of good people, a lot of good food, a lot of humility, a lot of kindness. Thank you for choosing to be here with us tonight. You could be anywhere, and here you are with us. Thank you to the allergy gods for clearing my sinuses out. It feels nice. Can I tell you something? One thing. I don't like to speak too much at our shows because you come here to hear the music, and we're going to play you the music. But there's something that's the reason behind all the music, and so I think it's relevant. And so I'm going to share with you a short story of how Imagine Dragons started. When I was 12 years old and I was in middle school, I hated myself. I hated who I was, I hated how I looked, I hated the glasses on my face, I hated the pimples on my face, I hated the tenor saxophone, even though it's all that I loved because it was bigger than me. And well, I lived by this saxophone, and I walked to school every day, and I loved music. I discovered I couldn't express anything unless I heard it through melody, and I didn't realize that till I was 12. And suddenly, I'd hear a melody, and I suddenly felt heard. Even if there weren't even words to it, just the musicality of it spoke to me in a way that no words ever could. And I played that saxophone, and I was in the jazz band in 6th grade, and we were playing the Pink Panther, I think was the first. You know, it's the first one you learn on the tenor saxophone. You know what I mean? And anyway. And then I went home and I stole my brother's microphone, and I got on his computer, and he had this system called Cakewalk, and I created a song. And I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just singing these songs, and I was actually very shy about my voice because my brothers called me Cookie Monster because my voice sounded like the Cookie Monster. And, you know, I love the Cookie Monster though, you know. And anyway, I wrote a lot of songs for a long time, and I showed it to nobody. And one day my dad, who was a very hardworking man, I saw very little of him because he just worked around the clock to put food on the table. And one night when he was very tired after work, sorry, this is a very long story, I never tell it this long. I'm feeling a little emotional tonight, I think. Anyway, my dad, one day after work, came over, and I said, hey, he said, I see you've been working on these things every day. What are you doing over here? And I gave him the headphones, and I was very nervous. And he listened, and he listened to the whole song intently, even though he was so tired. And there's 9 kids in my family, 8 boys, 1 girl, so you could do the math. And he listened to the whole song, and he took it off, and he looked me right in the eye, and he said, that's really good. And that's all it took. That was it. From that moment, I needed one person, just one person, to hear it. And I felt heard. I felt heard. Even though I was writing a song about wanting to leave Mormonism, and my dad was Mormon, he didn't care. You know, he said it. He said, "It's great, son." And we ended. You know, my whole family's religious. I'm the only one who's not. And I have a deep love and appreciation for everyone and their beliefs. But the beauty of all of this, and I'm sorry, this is so long. The point of all of this is that music is the only thing that unites us that I know of. It puts aside religion, it puts aside politics, it puts aside culture, it puts aside language. People from all over the world can sing the same song together. And that's magic. And it brings me so much joy in my heart that has always felt gray. I've struggled with depression, I still struggle with it. But the reason that I'm here